Three, two, one, bam.
Let's go.
Holla at your boy. Yo, not only are we here live on Instagram, this is kind of like the Matrix. This is like the social media matrix because it's so crazy because we're live. You know, I remember
I like that.
Back in the day when, you know, it took like, 30 seconds to make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? The rotary had to dial, and we mailed letters. It actually took somebody a week to feel your emotions. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't instantly.
Now we're here.
I'm sorry. Now we're
right
here.
On the spot.
Yo, we here. We back in the house. It's your man, your host, HUBERT GUY, and I'm here with my man, JD Stewart.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we got another great show tonight, designer extraordinaire. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk to him. We're going to get his inspirations. I know, I've been knowing this young man for a while, for a few years, and all his designs, his coats, his shoes, his clothing, off the chain. So, I'm looking forward to what he's got coming up because I know it's going to be hot. So I'm going to stop ramming my mouth and jamming my mouth because I want you to get to know the guest on the show. JD, thank you for coming down, my guy.
Pleasure.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Remember, we looking at that one right there. Even though they seeing us right there, we looking right there.
This is JD Stewart.
Right.
Designer, 20 years in the business plus. I've collaborated with some of the biggest stars out in the game. Wendy Williams, the Wu-Tang Clan. The list goes on. FUBU. Companies like DuPont Corporation. I've done, collaborations and designs for them. Companies that you probably never even heard of in different countries. I've been around. I'm a veteran in the game. I'm just trying to spread a little love to the people out there, show them what it's about. I'm trying to get in a couple of documentaries about black designers that don't get recognitions for all the work that we've achieved over the years. So that's one project. I got a couple other projects we'll talk about with my man Ice-T and called Filmations. We're doing a little collaboration and my man Tommy, the animator, artist that I work with a lot. If you'll see some of my runway shows, you'll see some of his art on the pieces that we do together as collaborations. And we got a little collaboration going on with his animation and Wu-Tang coming up. Of course, and then we got a couple of new lines that we're working on. One called Emerald City, and that's with my man Mike Hands, who's a veteran in the game, 20 years as well. So we got a couple of good things coming up for 2020. So
you're a busy man.
Huh?
When do you sleep, man? You're a busy man.
Man, I don't got time to sleep. I sleep when I die, man. Right now, I'm still working, man. I still got that energy, that youth in me. So, I'm going to keep it going, man.
I already know. I know even when I'm sleeping, my mind is still moving.
Absolutely.
I'm waking up in the morning like, on to the next day.
Absolutely.
The next opportunity.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm trying to be like you, man.
Hey.
I see you working all the time,
man.
We've actually done some stuff here before with the late, great Papa Wu.
Yes.
When I represented him on a book deal that we were working on at one point. So.
Yes. That was I appreciate that connect right there to be able to get that. And matter of fact, I think I'm gonna re-air that.
You should.
The next couple of weeks, I'm gonna re-air that because I did a 2-part series with him, and he got very open and very intimate, with his background with being involved with the Wu and so forth, and I'm a big fan of the Wu, and it's so crazy. Hold on, let me fix my mic. My mic fell.
Okay.
Let me fix my mic.
Get it right.
It's so crazy because when I first heard of the Wu-Tang Clan, I think I was 19. I think this was like 1993. I was just getting out of the military.
Okay.
And I was, and they had the music choice with the videos and stuff. You could choose the videos.
Yeah.
And I was looking and I was like, Wu-Tang Clan? I was like, what is this, a bunch of Asian dudes rapping or something? And then I clicked it on there and watched it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been a big fan. Ray Ghost, the Jizza, the RZA.
I mean, just
you know what I'm saying?
On that, like, for me, I just give you, everything we touch on, I'll give a little story. I
Right.
got stories.
Right.
Okay.
I love it.
Funny, good long story. Years ago, back in the 90s, I used to own a club in Virginia Beach. Now, Wu wasn't even out. They were just doing their thing. We're going to call it doing their thing.
Right.
In the hood in Virginia, right? And at that present time, I met a lot of people. I remember, shout out to my man, old Dad, who introduced me to a couple of members early in the game. and they were out there doing their thing. I was fortunate enough to meet Tupac at that time, Biz Markie, MC Light, you name it. The Bridge Club at that time in the 90s was the hottest club in Virginia to New York to Miami.
Right.
So I was able to beat them early in the game. So by the time we came back to New York, I was reintroduced to one of my favorite artists, Ghostface. Like, that's one of my top MCs.
Man, I love Ghost.
So for me, you know, designing and styling Ghostface was a super pleasure, you know, and one of those artists that you put on the, okay, when I get a chance, I'm going to design for this artist right here. So I was able to accomplish that, you know. So each little person that I met along my journey, I was able to have a little story, a connection with. And I remember talking to Ghost many times in different countries. I'd be in China, he'd be in Australia. We'd be talking on the phone.
Right.
And it'd be crazy to me. Like, holy crap, this is Ghost calling me.
Right.
Like, yo, I need this, da-da-da-da. When I get back, let's link. So that was a beautiful experience, you know. And it keeps going on. For every artist, there's a different connection. And when I design for them, that connection allows me to design around their personality.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, and I've also had the opportunity to design for Wendy Williams, the shoe line. Okay? Even with her, getting to know her, I was able to create a shoe that was Wendy Williams at that time. So that journey alone was a whole nother story in another chapter.
I can imagine.
And I'm going to tell you something. When I tell you it was a story in the chapter, it was a story in the chapter. It wasn't an easy thing, but we had fun doing it, and we got it accomplished.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, you know, in my journeys in life, you know, I've traveled around the world, China, and when I go to these countries, I look for products that I can develop, bring back to the hood or to the urban market. And I say urban because that's like my forte. Like, I actually like to design high-end stuff, but I like to make it for my people.
Right,
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
understand.
you know,
I like good stuff.
Yeah.
You know
we
me.
do.
You know
First
I like
of all,
good stuff.
Black people love good stuff.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Well, we come from good stuff.
Listen, we about that.
So why not?
I love designing good stuff for our people.
Right.
So, you know, I go to China, I go to these different countries, and I find a product that we may not have here in the U.S., and I bring it back. I try to pair it with an artist. Something like what I did, the Clue Lace. I found this you know, no-tie shoelace. And I was like, wow, you know, let me put some gold tips on it.
And
throw
they
some
work.
colors
I
in
got
it,
a pair.
And then let me get a celebrity endorse it, and bam, here we go. That's another product out in the market, you know. And then we just keep going on and on and on, developing different products, you know. So you got the Wendy Williams shoe line. You have the Clue Lace. Then I was fortunate enough to obtain a license for a classic shoe called British Walkers. And then I kind of put a twist on it called the B Walkers to make it a little more youthful.
Right.
Get the youth into wearing shoes again.
Right.
You remember when we grew up, you know, it was about
we wore some
shoes,
shoes.
man. Like
we wore shoes.
The sneaker thing is kind of, you know, it was like there but not there.
Right.
So when we got out there, we was in some
had some
nice
Busta
shoes
Browns,
on,
you know what I'm
some
saying?
nice tie-ups on
Yeah.
there.
Some almost Sunday best.
There you go.
All the time.
There you go. So ain't nothing wrong with that during the daytime, going to work, you know, doing what you got to do on a date.
It actually gives you, you know, because I like to, you know, wear sneakers and jeans sometimes too, but it makes me feel, you know, kind of youthful. When I dress up, when I got on my slacks and my shoes and my dress shirts, being the grown man that I am, that's like, you know, and people look at you in a whole different type of perception too. It's a whole different presentation that you're giving off.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that feeling. I mean, and like even when I was younger, you know, I had on the sweaters with the little button-down shirts underneath, you know what I'm saying? And everything. So I can dig it.
It's all about style, man. Like, you know, personality. You know, you can dress like everybody out there in sneakers and look like the next athlete, or you can be your own individual, and that's what we're talking about: style, design. You know, coming into your own individuality when it comes to wearing clothing.
Right.
And that's what I'm about. I'm about individuality. I like to, you know, personalize things, and I think that's what life should be about. Personalized.
Exactly.
So, you know, moving on to the different products, and you know, I've been fortunate enough to touch a couple of different things. I like the art business, you know, so I dib and dab in art shows, and I try to cater and personalize my art shows that I curate.
Right.
You know, I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the best greatest, classic artists in the urban market, like Fab Five Freddy is one of my mentors.
Love Fab Five Freddy, Young TV Raps.
Yeah.
Grew up on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's an artist in his own right.
Right.
Him, Basquiat, Keith Haring were all best friends. So I was able to, hang out with, many times in many places, and Fab and us in Vegas, and I brought him out to Vegas with me doing the Magic Show convention. If y'all not familiar with that, that happens twice a year in Las Vegas. It's almost my second home. I've been doing the trade show circuit for almost 15, 20 years.
So that's what the Magic Convention is. It's a big fashion trade show.
Fashion trade show. Basically, all the buyers from around the world come to this convention twice a year in Las Vegas, and it's a beautiful place. The parties, the networking, and just being able to see what else is out there, competition-wise, is all right there in one place.
Right.
So, I've been there, like I said, every year, twice a year for almost 15 years. So I've been fortunate enough to be in that position. Then moving on to another adventure that I was able to accomplish, DuPont, which is a really incredible, interesting story in its own, because if you know anything about DuPont, the chemical company, they are major. We're talking a $1 billion company. They ain't never messed with minorities. They actually had to apologize in the beginning and say, "Hey, excuse us because something new."
You want to get that?
What was that?
Never mind.
Jokes here. You see that?
Behind the scenes, but still live.
None of that.
But listen, we on the DuPont. Didn't mean to sidetrack.
So DuPont, which was an interesting situation. I want to shout out to my man Hans Sheen, who's a friend on Facebook. I'm sure you might be watching this as well. Who a good friend of he introduced me to this chemical called hydrology, which we were in Vegas. And DuPont came over to our booth. We actually had two booths. We had a male side and a women's side, and I actually had my team competing on sales, which is so fun.
Nice, nice.
Whatever
good
side.
camaraderie right there.
Good
camaraderie.
We're trying to push product here right now.
I agree. Very nice.
DuPont, we were a very unique company at that time frame, as far as one being a minority company, two, just in design, futuristic styles. Designs we were making 15 years ago are still resonating right now.
Right.
I don't pretty much change the formula, I just update it. So they came to us and was like, "Hey, listen, we got this license for this product. Would you be interested in designing some products for us?" And of course, I came up with some really interesting, I should have bought it. The first ever waterproof leather umbrella. And I forgot. I should have brought that because that would have been slick to show.
I wouldn't even take that outside because I always lose umbrellas. I lost 3 last week alone.
I do, and I never bring it out unless it's a special occasion. But luckily, I got this little strap around my wrist, so it never leaves my wrist.
Right.
And it also has a silver, sterling silver dog handle on it. It's
that sounds cold right there.
No, it's cold.
That sounds cold.
Sick.
Oh man.
So I designed that for DuPont, and we used a special leather, a goat skin leather, very thin, but yet we put the hydrology chemical on it, which made it waterproof. We used metal rods inside, very sturdy. I made this maybe almost 15 years ago. Still hot. Then we went into sweatsuits and jackets, and then all of a sudden, the biggest recession of our era came. And DuPont decided to shelf the project, which, them breaking it down, the process, the expense that it took at that time frame was not conducive for the economy.
Right.
It would have definitely raised the price of the leather goods, and at that time, ain't nobody trying to pay extra when you already ain't got no money.
And people wasn't going outside anyway, you know what I'm saying? They was going outside, looking for a job, but, not really a lot of people going to work. So if it's raining, people was trying to stay inside anyway.
So go ahead.
No, I want to, but, you telling us all this stuff and all of these products, and I love all the stuff that you got going on, but I want to know, some of your inspirations? Like when you were little, when did you know that this is what you wanted to do? Who did you see?
That's
because, we came up in a great era.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We about
Yes.
the same age, you know what I'm saying? So we
Yes.
came
Yes.
in,
Yes.
when, hip-hop was changing, R&B was evolving. R&B was really R&B
Yes.
with
Yes.
Jodeci and Boys
Yes.
II Men
Yes.
and everybody.
Yes.
So it was a different kind of fashion. So and it was a lot of different fashion because you had the fashion from Boys II Men. You see, they had the what they called the Motown Philly Harmony, something like that, where they was real preppy look.
Right.
And then you go to Jodeci and you got the gangster look right here. And then you go to like Johnny Gill, a New Edition, and they suited up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had all different types of inspirations. So who were you looking at during that era that really got you started on your path to being JD Stewart?
That's interesting because I'm from Long Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't from the city. So I didn't have this deep hood feel. I had a more upper middle class feel. That's where I came from. Long Island. Shout out to Lakeview. I see y'all out there.
Shout out to Long Island.
Yeah.
East Patchogue.
Coming up, I was always a leather fan. My pops loved leather. I grew up with leather. Some of the guys we all was like, my era. I don't know about this era, but my era, you wasn't caught dead with a fake leather jacket.
Right.
I get it. It's acceptable now. It's cool. It's economically, it's PETA safe, whatever you want to call it, right? But my era, you had some real leather. Here's the kicker,
you had real leather.
I would see all the hustlers and all the dudes in the neighborhood, and they had some fly stuff. I couldn't afford it. I had to mentally figure out how was I gonna get that look without actually paying for it.
Right.
So for me, it was like, okay, how can I achieve this fly look, but I don't got the money for this. So what I had to do was I remember taking my aunt, and I'm sure she's looking too. I used to take her. She would have these leather dresses. I would cut them up and redo them and stuff. And she'd be looking like, "Where's my skirt, my leather?" I don't know. And next thing you know, I'd have made some type of outfit out of it. It's just like, that looks familiar. Where'd you get that from? I'm like,
that's funny.
Eventually,
like
what
JD,
happened,
that blazer looked just like the curtains you used to have.
I used to do it on my grandmother's sewing machine, right? And I would break her knees because I didn't know really what I was doing. But I was determined to figure out how to sew something.
Right.
So every time she'd go down and look at the sewing machine, the needle would be broke. She's like, "You broke my needle?" I'm like, "No." So one year, here's the funny part. She decides to buy me a sewing machine for Christmas, and I refused to touch it because that was just way too much for me. I was like, okay, now you're buying me my own sewing machine. That's not me. I don't want a sewing machine. Like, I'm just going to use yours.
She was like,
no. I never touched that sewing machine. She got me. I was just like, I refuse at this point because I wasn't a sewer.
Right.
I just wanted to sew what I needed.
Right.
So in high school, what I would do was earn money. We straight leg pants back then. So I was the straight legger in high school. You wanted a little slit on the side, I did that. If you want permanent creases, I did that. So in New York, we were like permanent creases. So I would sew the permanent.
And you know what? I'm glad that you bring this up because this is a question that I want to ask. Just like how you said that you weren't a sewer. Like, what is the difference between actually, somebody who designs the outfits and then somebody who comes in and custom measures you and is there a difference between that?
That's interesting. I used to say this because it's a thin line between being a seamstress and a designer. Right. Because you either got to be one or the other, master one or the other, right?
Yes.
If you are fortunate, very few fortunate that can actually do both, but either you're super good at being a seamstress or you're super good at being a designer. Right. Very hard to achieve both and achieve both of them in business because the difference is as a designer, you're focusing on a fabric, a design, a cut, a fill, the whole 9 yards. Yes. Now you got to translate that into sewing. Now you got to translate that into sales. Right. That's so hard to do. Right. Okay. Like for me, I wasn't a sewer. That's something that it comes and you got to be good at it. I know that if I get the best people at what they do, they can translate my ideas. I'm not going to try to do what they do.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You know your lane.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
learned that actually from a friend of mine, Andy Hilfiger, Tommy Hilfiger's brother. He used to tell me, he said, JD, you got to know everything. You just got to know who to hire that knows how to do the best thing in every field.
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, oh, wow. That's brilliant. Like,
dude, you have an expert for each thing that you need to get
you
done.
Can't do what they do, so why try to do
Right.
it? Let them do what they do best.
Man, I wish a lot of people would have heard that right there, because you can't do everything on your own. You need to hire yourself a team who each individual has a specific genre which they have an expertise in, and they utilize that.
Absolutely.
You know, this product goes from here to here to here, and when it finishes going through all those experts, bam, you got a hell of a product.
That's what it comes. That's the end result. Okay, that is the end result.
Man.
Okay, so when I learned that, when he told me that, I was like, wow, damn.
A lot of people be scared to work with other people is intellectually gifted,
Some people
or
think they know it all. Or
yeah,
they can do it all.
and want all the
their
credit.
vision and their
Yeah.
idea. You know, I'm not that guy. Like, I just want to create this idea, translate it, and have someone translate what I created here from paper onto, you know, fabric, and let them do that at the best, you know, level they can.
Right.
And best representation of myself.
Right.
Okay, and then, so with that said, now you got another part, right? How you gonna sell it? How you gonna act? So the thin line between most of that, and this is why I'm working on this documentary, because that process that a lot of minorities don't know, don't have an opportunity, and never get the chance to get that designed, manufactured, marketed, and then sold on a major scale where you actually can make a living doing what you want to do.
Right.
And I've been fortunate enough to make a living doing what I love doing, traveling the world, going to China, seeing factories, and understanding how this whole process works.
Right.
You know, from country to country, being able to also sell my product online, you know, and market this product online, understanding how to, you know, take out ads and Facebook and, you know, Instagram,
Right.
and target the right
Right.
audience, and it comes all the way down to a science. You know?
It is a science.
It is, and
because you have to analyze all your angles, all your demographics, everything, you know, that you're going to be going up against.
Absolutely.
Everything, you know, and even, you know, program for things that, you know, may happen but may not happen. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I mean, it is a business. You have to put a lot of thinking into this. You know, it's a lot of strategic thinking and analysis into
now
it.
once you get that part, how you gonna fund it?
Right.
How you gonna pitch your idea to somebody with money?
And there we go.
Okay, I was again fortunate enough to learn how to do that.
Right.
I didn't try to write the business plan. I hired someone who was a professional business plan writer.
Thank you.
Understand what
Right.
I'm trying to say? Like, I didn't.
Yo, them things is crazy. Anyway, son, I just had one done a few months ago. It was like 28, 30 pages,
Yeah,
but it was,
absolutely.
I mean,
Real
it was like, I was looking at this like,
Talking about crunching numbers,
What?
projections, understanding all of that
Oh,
stuff.
my
You
God.
know, profit and losses. Listen, trying to design is one whole thing. Now you got to crunch numbers, projections, 5 years. I'd rather pay somebody who's an expert.
I'm not even trying to do it.
Me either.
I'm not even trying to do
I
it.
hired a professional.
Right.
It worked. I was able to raise $100,000+ to produce my lines.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
right.
that's just one part though. How you gonna, you know, fulfill the store orders, right? That's marketing money, right? You got to now get production money, shipping money, and all that other stuff. So now there's a factor. Who's a factor? Factor is a merchandise bank, a bank that just deals with products.
Right.
Not a regular traditional bank. They're a bank that just deals with factoring products and bringing them from one place into another, and then able to allow you to have terms with stores. That's a whole different ballgame.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Right.
So now you got that process going.
Right.
So it took a lot of learning, loss,
and even as far as you are, and as far as I am in my career, what we do, we still learn every day, new stuff every day.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because this business is ever changing,
ever
growing. You know what I'm saying? Something just changed right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Technology.
Something just changed right now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we have to be up on, you know, what we looking at as far as, you know, what's the new social media trends, or what is the new trends in the demographic areas that were, or it may be a certain group that is liking this. You know what I'm saying? You never know, because there's so many things that with technology and social media, you're able to pinpoint certain things and be able to hit your target audience. Listen, we're gonna do some more bonus footage. We're not gonna leave.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do first, before we run out of time on the Actors Cut for MNN, every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, channel 1995, I want you to give them your contact information on where they can get a hold of you at.
Absolutely. Okay. You can hit me on Instagram, of course, at ISO_NY. You can also hit me on Facebook, JD Stewart, ISO Life. You can also hit me on email, several emails, ISOLifeNY.com is the website. What is it? JDSBY. I'm sorry, ISOBYJDS. So that's isobyjds@gmail.com. Again, isobyjdsby. I'm sorry, I'm saying it all.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey,
isobyjds@gmail. isobyjds@gmail. This is live, so you know, ain't no cuts.
It's all right.
We keep it 100.
And it's all good. Like, if you want any information on any of my guests, my information is right there on the bottom of the screen at HUBERT GUY _INC. You can hit me up and say, hey, let me get that info on JD, and I can shoot that to you.
Yes.
You know, it's nothing. You know, this is why I love to have this show, because I love to have, you know, guests that come on that's doing their thing, man, and, you know, give us a platform, you know, because I even say us, because me too, I'm giving myself a platform too, to be able to present my skills as a, you know, as a host, and, you know, being on television. But, you know, it's fun to be able to do it with people that you've known for years as well, and that you've came up with, and that you have a background. Like, we just didn't meet each other.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We've been working together.
I'm a barber. That's how I met.
Man, tell him again.
Okay, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Barber, okay?
Tell him
so
again.
This is not front right here.
Yeah.
This is some history. This ain't just happening.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see my man with the show going on.
This is all love.
Yeah.
This is
and,
all
and
love.
I want to actually bring some of my friends, some more of my friends up to you.
Hey.
You know, because
of course. You know, we gonna make that happen.
Yes.
And look, we gonna give them some bonus footage. We gonna give y'all some bonus footage in about 30 seconds, because we gonna talk about some things that I want to know, like how these designers be out here biting stuff. I know my man JD got some good stuff to talk about that. But, you know, for now, stay tuned in to your boy. It's your man, HUBERT GUY. I'm here with my main guy, JD Stewart, ISO New York. You can check out the Actors Cut every Wednesday, 5 p.m., channel 1995, MNN HD. Hit me up on Instagram, HUBERT GUY _INC. Holla at your boy, that's who I be, JD Stewart, baby.
ISO LifeNY.co.
Woo! Now we own this bonus footage.
Custom work.
See, this is what I like, because, you know, the show just went off, you know, 10 seconds ago on MNN.
We still going.
You know what I'm saying? We still
going.
going.
Good about Facebook Live.
And not only that, is that this extra juicy bonus footage, it goes up on the YouTube channel too. So you know you can post this on your page and have people that extra incentive that didn't get a chance to see the show. Bam, let me see what they tell. So like I was saying, so it was a big thing with Dapper Dan, and who was it that he had gotten? Was that Louis Vuitton? They were biting him for years, and they had to pay him out.
And shout out to Dap too. That's my man right there. I big inspiration, because I got a story for him too.
Right.
I remember being in Long Island, right? I had a car. This is about 12th grade, brand new Chevy Blazer, '88 Chevy Blazer.
Clean.
Yeah, we was doing it. Listen, I didn't start here. I always been here. Okay, this is nothing new.
You ain't new to this. You true to this.
Nah, true. This
I
is real. A lot of people
I
know
understand.
I've always been like this.
I
I've
understand.
Always kept it 100.
Right.
You know? You see? So back to DAP. So I had this blazer. It had a tire on the back. So at the time, you know, DAP was the hottest thing. And I'm living in Long Island, so I drove my car all the way to Harlem, parked the one and said, yo, DAP, I need a tire cover for the back of my truck. So I got this Gucci tire cover done, and I used the same from EPMD. What did it say? It said, dang, I can't remember what the saying said, but it was one of the hottest tire covers I had ever had on the back of this truck. So that was my first introduction to DAP. So after DAP, you know, went away for a little while. It kind of was giving me the title of Young DAP because I was on the leather scene real heavy. I had Ja Rule on the cover of Metro News. We're talking about MTV Raps wearing my stuff. You know, whoever was hot at that present time had to come see me for something. You just couldn't come and not have a piece of ISO at that time frame. And you can check the resume for that. But, you know, it went on and on and on. I mean, and that's just that part. I mean, I could go talk about the shoe brand. You know, we did a collabo with Big Daddy Kane. If some of y'all might have saw or even purchased those shoes, which was a dope collaboration with Big Daddy Kane. So we did that. And then, you know, it just keeps going on. I've had so many different opportunities. I've been blessed. I want to say that. And you know, it didn't come easy. But it's been a fun ride. You know, I'm able to inspire a lot of people, help a lot of people, which is something I love doing, helping people just get on and understand this business and the journey and what it takes to kind of get to where you need to get to. You know, I'm all for that. You know,
and like being a designer too, like you have to, you know, you have to be like, you know, fully aware of who you working with, you know, and not. You know, because, you know, people will take an ideal in a minute, you know, and run and go do some different stuff with it and, you know, maybe tweak one or two things and be like, oh, this is mine.
Listen,
you know, I did that.
My problem. I was getting bit by the majors. Burberry. You know, I would see a Sherlin coat I designed and, of course, I put it on the runway. And what? I look like my same exact coat. And I did it a season ahead ago. And trust me, I was making ideas so far ahead of the game that to this step to my 10 years ago, stuff that's people just still catching up to right now, like a leather umbrella. They still ain't caught up to it.
You was already doing it.
That's 10 years old. That's
Already
10
doing
years
it.
old.
Oh,
I was
over,
doing Sherlin
done.
ponchos
Been there,
15
done that.
years ago. You know, one of my first customers, shout out to Sticky Fingers from the group Onyx.
Ah,
you know,
I love Onyx.
Yeah, that's my guy. One of my first customers. One of my second customers, Malik Yoba. You know, we were doing a magazine shoot. He saw a pair of leather pants I made. Was like, I gotta have them. My mom was gonna call you and cut the check. It was that simple. So it just kept growing and growing, and next thing you know, celebrities were coming. It was a lot. And at that time, it was only me doing it. Only me. When I say only me, only me.
Only you.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
Give it up.
Just you, JD Stewart.
Just JD.
It wasn't another one of you.
No, it wasn't another
just
one.
You.
Just me. But
just him.
Just me. But you know what's so cool? I was also trained under some Russian family.
Well, you know that I know a lot of European people who have a great microphone keep coming off. It's all right. I know a lot of European people who have a great fashion sense, not only as far as dressing, but as far as, you know, putting things together and designing and stuff too. So yeah,
I'm gonna put it like this.
He's gonna put it like this.
When I got on the scene, this factory I was working with, this Russian factory, had been in the business 30, 40 years. When I came there, they said when they made stuff, it was this way. When I came, it was this way. So they really embraced me, right? And the crazy thing, they started teaching me Russian. So I started picking up basic Russian and speaking it.
It's a good language to know.
Yeah, da. Shout out to my Russian friends out there, you know what I mean? You know, and so it was a fun thing to hang around this Russian family, watch them, you know, talk to me because they wouldn't talk English to me.
Right.
They get a crack out of just trying to make me figure out what they were actually saying. Right. They'd be cracking up.
Right.
Because I was like, you'll get it. But don't teach them no curse words.
Right. You know, that's the first thing everybody want to know when they learn a different language.
How do you say that?
What's the bad words?
Yeah. Don't teach them any curse words. They just crack up. So that was a great experience. You know, that was really good. So, you know, throughout that time, that journey, it was great. You know, I got to get in a lot of high-end boutiques at that time. And at that time, it was just me again.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be on the rack next to Gucci in a boutique, you know, somewhere in the corner. And it was like, wow, okay. You know, but the hardest part was, you know, really just knocking on those doors because a lot of people, it was hard for them to understand that I actually was doing this.
Right.
And a lot of stores, like I would ship and they would scratch, really? Are you really going to ship my goods? Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, like, why wouldn't I? You
right,
know? So
right,
it was a hard door. And this is in the era when all they thought we did was hip-hop clothing, jeans and T-shirts. And I'm here busting out leather jackets and $1,000 Sherlin coats, and they were just looking at me like, well, how did you do that? Like, what do you mean?
I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a plan and I executed it.
Exactly.
That's
so
all that happened.
And it was hard because they would just literally come to the booth or to my showroom and just stare for like minutes, like trying to figure out if they're actually going to make the purchase because not that the product wasn't good, but they didn't know if I was going to actually deliver the product.
Right. So
it was an interesting journey.
It's you always have, you know, your certain obstacles, you know, like I you know, with me, you know, doing hair for TV and film, you know, I sometimes go through a little things here and there.
Industry has
you know what I'm saying?
Issues, I would say. You know, and we're still breaking barriers. There.
Right, we're still breaking barriers, you know, because that's what we do.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
That's a fact.
I mean, it's not going to stop until we all gone from here,
Absolutely.
and I don't see that happening.
Right.
So, you know, and I guess, you know,
man, I definitely, man. So
kick the door in.
It's been a great little journey, you know. Like I said, I'm trying.
And it's good too when you worked hard and you see, you know, the outcome. You see the actual, you know, fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? And you've known, you know, because to a lot of people, even people close to you, like they know you and they seen what you've gone through, but they haven't seen and known what you've gone through.
I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole totally, you know, different situation from seeing somebody going through something and then, you know, not seeing them and just thinking, ain't nothing gonna come easy unless you born to parents with money, with millions. Unless you born into trust funds, nothing is gonna come easy. You're gonna have to work for everything, you know what I'm saying? And just to be able to, you know, buckle down and, you know, like especially in your industry and in my industry, you know, with the obstacles that we come up against to continue to, you know, progress and continue to pursue, you know, the dreams and, you know, the goals that we have, you know, for ourselves and for our brand. So and on to that, I'm asking you, like, what do you see for the future of fashion? What do you see?
It's an interesting question. I definitely believe that you know we will begin to definitely get into major mainstreams. You know we're still trying to get into the Bergdorf Goodmans and the you know high-end boutiques, and I see them knocking the doors down, but I still think it needs to be an equal balance. You know, like, you know, if you got, you know, these other brands, and then you got our brands. It should be equal because I believe we are one of the biggest consumers in the game, in the business of fashion. We buy and spend more money than
I don't even want to tell you how many black people already done spent their taxes up.
Okay, before they even got it. So, and it's a fact. I mean, they used to run a commercial back in the days. I'm gonna say back in the 50s, maybe 60s, something like that. And they had to tell merchants. I remember, you can look this on YouTube. And they were telling white merchants, basically, listen, don't scare the black customer away. They spend money. They like good quality things. You can look that video up on YouTube, how they used to send this message out to the boutiques and the store owners back in the 60s or 50s, whenever it was, because it was a fact. We like to spend money.
We will go out and we'll spend money on clothes and won't have money for rent.
In fact,
no food in the refrigerator.
So with all of that said, why aren't we on the same equal shelves?
Exactly.
Because
you know
no, I'll tell you why. Because they don't want us to spend money on us. They want us to spend money on the other products, other brands. But at the same time, we gotta look. We make just as good quality stuff. I know for a fact because I got the same people making the same stuff as a major Coke company out there. I got the same factory. The same factory making my stuff. It's no different. Y'all just didn't know that.
Right.
Same factory that's making Bloomingdale's is gone, but the Bloomingdale's still around. Yeah. Same factory that's making Bloomingdale's Sugarcoats is actually making mine.
Right.
There is no difference. Y'all just didn't know that.
And
we're talking about levels of quality and levels of placement and levels of distribution.
Right. And you know, like being the urban community is a large consumer in fashion, especially high fashion. Like
Absolutely.
I said, we want that.
Yes.
Even if we ain't got nowhere to wear it to, we want that. I saw something funny on the internet the other day, but it wasn't funny. It said, Balenciagas at the bus stop make no sense. And that's actually true. You got on a pair of Balenciagas for? You catching the bus.
You got a car on your foot.
Your house note.
Taking the bus.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you just a young somebody who ain't got no responsibilities, maybe in college.
Yeah.
But still,
college, you got
let me say, because you should see what's going on right now. If you're in college, you're even smarter. You're looking at what's going on now, socially and economically. You're not trying to get no Balenciagas, on the bus. And it's so funny. I was hanging with a couple of my homeboys one time, and a lot of this, social media stuff and the pressure to be around, to be at events, to be seen, I'm here, I'm doing this. It wears on a lot of people, and a lot of people that be out there all the time doing that stuff, they can't really be out there doing that stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? They be stretching themselves out.
It's social media. I really hate social media, to be honest with you.
It's crazy.
I hate it. I'm a type of person, but I know it's imperative to today's business. So I do what I got to do and run from it. I post and go. I try not to be, I probably should be, but for some reason I just don't like it. I'm old school. You didn't put yourself out on the camera back in the days like that.
Hey man, we was already popping before social media.
Right.
I already had it cracking. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And so
social media just started really 10 years ago, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
for me, at the end of the day, I know it's imperative. I do what I got to do. But I try not to spend as much time, which is hurting me. But hey, it is what it is. That's just me.
Right.
Maybe I gotta hire someone that's better at
it. And people do have actual people that do all their social media.
That's a fact.
People that come on and do their Twitter, that do their LinkedIn, their Facebook, their Instagrams, because them celebrities don't be knowing how to do that most time, and they don't have time to be doing that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't got time to be doing only person that got to be time to doing all that tweeting and stuff is Donald Trump, because he ain't doing nothing.
He ain't got nothing else to do.
He got all the time in the world to tweet.
Exactly.
That's why some of his tweets are so classic. He thinks about them. This is all he thinks about.
Exactly.
His tweets.
Nothing else.
He doesn't think about world affairs. He thinks about tweeting. He's a Twitter addict.
That's a fact. Sheesh. Horrible. That's where we are right now.
And let's talk about that. Because we can talk about anything on this show, man. This is how we feel. Like, it's a lot going on. You see, Bloomberg just, dropped out and immediatally, endorsed Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying?
So,
we got Biden. We got Bernie Sanders right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, I got a problem. If we're going to talk about anything, I got a problem with Flavor Flav out of P right now.
What do you do?
You know Chuck D just kicked Flavor out of Public Enemy?
What?
Oh man, I'm hurt over
For
that.
what?
Because he wouldn't show up for. First of all, he missed. From what I hear, he missed the Harry Belafonte fundraiser or whatever. Then he decided not to show up to Bernie Sanders event in California, so that was it for them. So I'm really, I'm a Long Island guy. Public Games from Long Island. I grew up with Chuck and Flav, and I'm just like, they stood for this and that and this. I'm hurt.
And I love PE because I'm real cool with Professor Griff, who changed his name to Kavan Shah now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even.
It just happened. So I'm disturbed of because as a kid.
So you think that's political?
You know what it is? I don't know. If
because public enemy is public enemy. They've
No.
always been political.
I know.
There's no moves that they probably make, especially Chuck D, with being the type of person that he is.
Yeah.
You know that's not a strategical move for some reason.
Right,
For some. You know.
I just think they had a stage in life and they weren't moving on the same page, and therefore they decided let's just cut
That
the
can
ties
happen
at this point. But I was hurt behind that because. That was one group that I felt was still for unity. For so many years they rocked together, and I heard they were just on tour with Wu-Tang, and Flav wasn't there. So they did the whole tour without Flav, and I guess that's messed up, man.
I guess he got that Flavor of Love money, and he like, I'm good.
He's on the new show, Growing Up Hip Hop.
So
So that's where he was. He was filming that show while they over there doing shows, and he like, I ain't doing no free charity shows no more.
You can't really be mad at him. What people really have to think about too when we're doing things now is generational wealth, especially what's going on nowadays in today's society. We have to think about things, but I'm not saying be selfish, because we also still do have to take our, be able to give back, because if it wasn't for these people in the first place, we wouldn't be able to have these opportunities to be able to say, I'm not doing no more free shows. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I'm a Libra, and I always say I'm a true Libra. There's 15 days before my birthday, 15 days after my birthday. I was born October 16th. I'm right in the middle of the month. So I always look at both sides. I'm like, okay, I can see he want to get his money. He need that money. He got kids. He got a lot of kids.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a lot of bills. We don't know this man's bill. You know what I'm saying? Just because we see somebody on TV, that don't mean they got money. You know what I'm saying?
Things going on.
There's a lot of things going on. A lot of these stars and celebrities be on TV because they don't have money. And they be trying to get that check. You know what I'm saying? And now with a social media wave like it is, you get out there, people notice you a little bit, you grab your little wave, you get your little product, bam, you back on the map. Like what is that from Trading Places? Mortimer, he was when Eddie Murphy dropped the money on him and Coming to America, and he picked it up and he said, "We're back."
That's true.
Classic.
Gotta get it.
That's true. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your stance? Now, I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
What's your stance the politics game right now? Like, what do you think?
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. I did like Bloomberg. I did like what he did, for New York City, getting an unprecedented third term. I do like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is somebody who is a person who motivates and inspires people to do better and want to do better. Yeah. I like Biden, because he was with Obama. Yeah. And if you down with Obama, you know what I'm saying?
Can't be half bad.
Right, you can't be half bad. No, he's got some, good agendas, and so forth too. Out of those three, out of Sanders and Biden now, it's a real toss-up. I believe both of them are good candidates who probably will still have a lot of the same agendas, but differences in some areas. But I really want a great candidate who's going to get in there and beat Trump. Right. Get him out of office. And if you are not registered to vote, please get out there and register to vote.
Yes.
Please, it's very imperative that you get out there and vote.
Absolutely.
And take the census, please. please take the census. This is imperative as well too, because the census determines how much money your neighborhood gets, how what type of financing you're getting for your schools, for different programs, for more structures to be built in your neighborhoods. The census is important, but please vote. Vote, vote, vote. That's all I can say. Vote. I love Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, and on election night, I will be voting for one of them.
Right.
I will be voting for one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there you go. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm all about I'm just all about things really just getting back to some type of normalcy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? These last 4 years have been really hectic, but it's nothing that we haven't been prepared for our whole lives being black people, especially black men.
We've been going through our whole life.
Listen, we survived Ronald Reagan, two Bushes.
Right.
We good.
We good. We
you know what I'm saying?
Anything,
when Trump came, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
We wasn't expecting him to win.
He wasn't expecting him to win.
No, I think he did. He had it rigged.
He didn't expect to win, but he did all he can, and everything that he did worked out.
That's the point. That's exactly the point. It definitely worked out.
It all worked out. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to work it out.
Now, what's your theory on this carnivore virus?
The coronavirus?
I said carnivore.
First of all, I love Cinco de Mayo, and I'm upset that they would put a virus on to such a great beer. First of all.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You can't even ask for a goddamn corona no more. So someone say, "Oh, you want a virus, huh?" That's fucked up. That's messed up.
Like I was saying earlier, man, the flu is still killing more people than that. People are still dying in car accidents more than that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And last I checked, AIDS was still out there. Herpes was still out there.
Absolutely.
And all other kinds of diseases that can kill you was still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Coronavirus is nothing new. It's always been here. I'm sure, like a few years ago, we had West Nile virus, and then we had the swine flu. You know what I'm saying?
My take on it is I think it's some type of germ warfare, personally.
Well, it is.
See, you got to understand, here's the deal. What people don't realize, and this goes into trade war now, because, see, we're at war. People don't know that. We're really in a war right now. This is a war between us and China on the low. China's not going to military battle with us. They can't. It cannot.
Right.
So what they have to do is try to strike through viruses. One, physical virus, and then, technology viruses. Mm-hmm. They're attacking us.
What they saying is coronavirus, like the majority of the people that are passing away from it are older people, elderly people with underlying health issues and weaker immune system, respiratory issues. Like me and you, it might just be the cold. I could have had it last week. I was sick last week for a few days, nauseous and all kinds of everything, but I'm fine now.
If you have a strong immune system, like any other virus that hits you, if you're strong enough immune system, you can fight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And people die from pneumonia.
Oh, yeah,
people
exactly.
die from bronchitis.
Right.
These are all viruses too. These are all things that can kill you.
Right.
So I'm not gonna get all wrapped up because it's a new virus out there. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I can walk outside right now outside of the show and get hit by a car or something. And healthy as I am, and I'm gone. No coronavirus, but still gone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. But let me say this. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please take the time to use hand sanitizer. Please take time to sanitize and do whatever you can to prevent the spread of infectious diseases, to prevent these viruses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But don't let it get in. Don't let it panic you. Don't let it put you into a state of panic.
Right.
But just take precautions. I mean, and this is nothing that we shouldn't be doing anyway. We should always be using hand sanitizer. We should always be using Lysol wipes.
Washing your hands up
always
all the time.
who don't
My
wash
hands
their
are very
hands?
ashy right now from washing very
Man,
often.
I'm glad y'all can't really see my hands. With the light, you can't see the ash, but it looked like we was both playing with a 5-pound bag of flour. That's what it looked like right now. It's not very pretty on as far as, you know, it's
but
so
I'm
funny.
okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with
it's my
ashy
skin,
hands
right?
now.
I'm okay with ashy
I know
hands
they
because
clean.
I just washed my hands before I came up in here.
Me too.
Yeah.
I might have did it back to back 3 times actually, just because I'm extra cautious these days.
But I mean, and you have to be, and it's nothing. Like I said, is only right anyway, because even in the wintertime in New York, it's millions of people here. It's germs all over the place.
Absolutely.
Just because the news doesn't say anything about it does not mean that it's not there. So like I said, did you lose charge?
Done.
Oh, he's done.
Sorry, good
Don't
people.
worry, we
Catch
still
the rest of my man.
we still live right
That's
here.
it.
Sweet. Oh, you still? Well, I mean, you know, they can watch this too.
That's right.
They can,
That's it.
you know, it'll be on Instagram TV
right,
or
right.
IGTV,
Or
whatever
Facebook
that thing
friends,
is.
so I can
And
tag 'em,
Facebook
tell
friends,
them
yeah,
to
you can
shit.
tag, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
But
But
yeah,
back
man.
to my main point, I was saying about the germ war, the war we're in right,
Right.
now. I was making a point with that because we don't even know what happens is, you know, goods come in and out of peninsulas, you know, the Asian peninsula, all that good stuff, right? And what happens is we put tariffs on China a while ago. Remember that? We put these tariffs on China. And what happened when we did that, China got hurt economically pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
You died too, or you still know?
No, I think I don't know what happened. It's all right.
Like doing that for
Yep. Well,
my little charger.
we're good. Yeah, charge it because we still here. We still got bonus for this going on YouTube. Yo, but it's serious though. But like I said, you know, people are getting sick all the time from everything. You know what I'm saying? This is some real behind the scenes background bonus footage. Like
Right.
I just
Give
let
it
yo,
to
you
you.
need to do something, go do something. We still gonna talk. This is how we give it up here at MNN on the Actors Cut behind the scenes. But yeah, man. But please, yeah, like you said, do remember to sanitize. Do remember to, you know, cleanse. It's important to be healthy. We all need to be healthy because I'm sure it's somebody in our life that we need to be healthy for. And if it isn't, then you need to be healthy for yourself first and foremost. Yo, what you got down there?
I got a little bit of everything.
Man, he got
What type of devices going on?
I see a bag of chocolate covered wolf ankles for snacks.
Yeah,
Yo.
I'm just trying to get back in tune with everything real quick.
I see some kerosene candy. Yo, he out here, he pulling stuff out of his backpack like Kevin Hart on Jumanji.
Yeah, you gotta be like that sometimes. You gotta give it all, man. You gotta carry everything.
Yo.
Be prepared.
That is hilarious.
You gotta
Yo,
be prepared.
this has been a great show. We about to wrap this up anyway, son.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I
we
ain't got
yeah
nothing
we
to pull
no
nothing.
we about to wrap
Gonna
this up, man.
relax and just rock on.
Man, we done gave the people enough information, and you know what? We can always give them more whenever we need to.
Absolutely. You know what
You know what I'm saying?
I actually forgot to show them some of the clothes.
No, but go ahead. We still here on the air.
Let y'all know some of the custom stuff we doing here. Some of these
Let me put that joint on real quick.
custom made jackets we got going here.
Let's get that on.
I don't know if that's
Let's
up
get
to
a
you.
little.
You might not want to embarrass yourself.
Oh, that is kind of
Yeah.
that is kind of small, but that's I like that though.
These are all mine personally.
Camo design.
Got the pony skin jacket here, you know. I don't know if y'all ready for that.
Pony skin.
Yes, sir.
Woo! It's some eight-year-old girl out there crying.
We
Mommy,
don't actually use pony.
he's got a pony skin. Oh, this is fly right here with the two little jackets,
in the back.
two little pockets on the back.
Man. Absolutely.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
can dig it. Hold on. Where's your back at? Let's stick this back on the chair.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Man, this is how we do at Eminem, man.
Yes, sir.
This is how we do. Man, we gonna wrap this up, man. It's been a great interview, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. It was
Man,
a pleasure.
look, we've been talking for almost, 2 hours?
Really?
Dude, what time did we start? We
Is
started
that
at.
long, 2 hours?
Oh no. We started at 9. I'm looking at the military time. It kind of messed me up again, even though I'm in the
Well,
military.
it's an hour.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, and you know what?
enjoyed it.
It's been interesting the whole time, and we didn't have any commercial breaks.
But that's
I've seen talk shows with 18 commercial breaks in a half-hour talk show, and it was still boring as
Yeah. Well, I try to give you the best I could, 'cause this is a long time coming.
Right.
Yes.
And we've been planning it like, yo, and you know what's so funny is I always say, you know, when things happen for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? Like now shout out to my man PK Kersey and all the co-authors that's in the book, Suited for Success Volume 2, that's real big. This is Volume 2 and I'm in Volume 2. Volume 1 I wanted to be in. I didn't get a chance to, but at the time, I was doing stuff, but my opportunities weren't really there. Right. But by the time the second volume came out, I had so much more to write about and so much, you know, so many more blessings to speak about and so forth. Man, Ecclesiastes 3, a season and a purpose for everything, man. Everything has a time. Absolutely. Everything has a purpose, man. It's going to happen. Absolutely. It's going to happen when it's supposed to be happening. And like I always say, whatever is yours is yours. You can't lose anything to anybody, and nobody can't take anything from you.
That's right.
Whatever is meant for you is meant for you. You will have it.
That's right.
Yo, JD, man, give him your info one more time, big dog, before we roll up out of here.
You can hit me at ISOLifeny.co. That's the website. You can also hit me at ISOBYJDS@gmail.com. You can hit me on the gram at ISO_NY. And hey, you want to hit me on the cell or the phone, you can hit me at 646-389-3271. Don't waste my time. Make sure you are serious when you make that call.
Don't waste his time. Come with that dime.
Hey, I didn't want to say that, but I appreciate that.
hey, you gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be clear with people nowadays, because you know people. You'll make a fly ass $1,200 outfit for somebody, and they think that you did it for them just because y'all friends.
No,
like
we don't do that. I don't show up unless you got a check waiting. I won't even pull out my measuring tape unless you're ready to put a deposit down. I'm way past that.
Man, oh man.
I tell people, are you ready to put a deposit down?
Uh-huh.
I don't take measurements just for the measurement's sake.
Right.
Store your measurement.
Right.
You got to be ready to move forward.
Right.
That's just what
As they should, because it's business.
That's exactly what it is. Ain't nothing.
I mean, don't they know that that's your time and that's your business?
That's my job. That's how I pay my bills.
And see, and that's what I used to didn't like as being. For those, real quick, I'm rambling on, but I don't care. It's my show, so I can ramble if I want to. But, you know, that's how I felt like, you know, when I first, you know, started in, you know, being a barber. You know what I'm saying? People, you know, they really didn't, you know, respect it. You know what I'm saying? And want you to do all this work for, you know, $10, $12. You want to come into me with $200 Jordan Zone and all this fly gear, and you want me to give you this fresh haircut with a beard and shape up and everything for $10, $15, and like I didn't like that fact. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like
you know that's why, you know, I had to, you know, elevate my game and get to where I am, because people will use you. You know what I'm saying? People, you got to get your worth. I mean, don't be afraid to ask for your money. Because check this out. It's people out there that's going to pay your price.
Absolutely.
You just got to find them.
That's right.
If you out there, you hustling, you on your grind, you got a good product, people will pay for it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I figured that out.
You don't need all these people that come in, that's good, but people, get your worth. Don't undercut yourself.
Right.
Do not undercut yourself. You know what I'm saying? If like, I have clients that come to my house still, that, you know, come to my house for a cut, you know, and I charge them, you know, no less than, you know, $7,500, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they come into my crib. And I don't work in the shop. I just don't cut anybody.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And if I cut you, you got to understand that you getting the best cut.
Right.
I'm not bragging on myself, but I'm very confident in my skills, and it doesn't matter if, you got a low, light Caesar like mine, or if you got hair like what's that long-haired Fabio type dude. It don't matter. I'm just as efficient with clippers as I am with scissors.
Right.
And another thing that they didn't understand too was I had to pay for all this equipment. I had to pay for my disinfectant spray and electricity and this and that. And you want to shortchange? Nah, man. Get your worth. When you know that you're worth something, get it. Don't back down. Continue to go for it. Make your own lane. You can make you gonna find people that want your product.
Right.
You're gonna find people that want your product.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when I first started making shows, I was $1,000 coats. How you gonna sell $1,000? Who gonna buy $1,000 coats? I found a lot of people that want $1,000 coats. Matter of fact, I look at my phone die. I got a guy from England just ordered a coat. All the way over, he sent me a car through the web. When I say that, because it was a small used car.
Right.
What the coat cost,
$3,200.
$3,200.
Right.
You sent that through the web. So there are people that will pay your worth. You just gotta find them.
You gotta find them. You gotta find them.
That's a fact.
And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. Like I said, remember your worth. This is your man, HUBERT GUY, your host here on the Actors Cut every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, channel 1995, MNN. You can also peep all the shows. I got like 50-something shows on my YouTube channel, which is my name, HUBERT GUY, HUBERT GUY. It's also right there on the screen if you can read. It's right there. Hit me up on the gram. Follow me at HUBERTGUY_INC. DM me if you want to be a guest. DM me if you want to know anything about the guests that we've had on our show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to let you know all the info you need. Until then, God bless, Godspeed. Holla at your boy, HUBERT GUY, the Actors Cut, JD Stewart. We out. That was dope. That's how we do it.
I had a little audience tuning in before my shit died. Oh shit, I just have no volume.
You got